So we're going to be talking about building a Facebook group. And I have a little quiz for you guys. I think it should be really challenging. So why are we building a Facebook group? And you can pick between A, B, C, and D. Are we building it to torture you with another platform? That's A. B, for funsies. C, to house your growing community of raving fans, to educate, nurture, and warm up leads, to establish omnipresence, which is kind of being everywhere, and establish you as an authority in your niche, or D, I'm not sure. Facebook is such a magical place to build a community, and it has so many purposes and so many benefits of using it. I actually got off Facebook completely in 2017, right after I got out of rehab and realized how toxic it kind of was for my mental health. But then I got back on it, not for personal reasons, but for business reasons. So we'll kind of talk more in detail about all of the benefits and how you can use Facebook in the most efficient way to maximize your results and to really build a strong community and really catapult yourself as an authority in your niche. So purpose of a Facebook group. So flashing back to our last call, remember, as we're moving folks from attention, which is like the top of our funnel, that's like TikTok, Instagram content, where we're just grabbing people's attention. And now we want to take them over to a Facebook group. Once they've kind of entered that interest phase, they are actively interested in what we have to say and what we have to teach. And it's our job then to kind of move them to the next stage of this funnel, from attention to interest to kind of that middle stage between interest and decision, which is intent, which is kind of where they are, gauging what makes us unique, seeing how we deliver what it is that we deliver. Then moving to decision, which is, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger, and it's between Barb, Susan, and Sheila. Who's it going to be? And then finally reaching that action stage of, okay, I'm going to go with Susan, and here's why. This is what makes her unique, and she's really delivered a ton of value. In your Facebook group, you need to, number one, provide high value content. And we're going to kind of go into more depth in terms of what that means. But just know that your Facebook group should be a place where you deliver a ton of value, and you really kind of give the red carpet treatment to folks in there. You need to determine the help that your group needs. And we'll talk about exact strategies or ways that you can accomplish determining that. But really, that's the purpose of having that group. Yes, you are providing value. You're educating your audience, but it's also serving your needs as well, because you get to do market research and also have that group of folks be kind of a captive audience that you can educate and sell to them at scale, meaning it's one to many, versus on TikTok or Instagram where it's one-to-one. So it's a lot more difficult to sell one-to-one than it is when you're selling one-to-many in that context. You need to answer questions. So remember from last call, as we're going from attention down to interest, down to decision, and down to action, answering all of the questions that your prospects have is how you get them closer and closer to making a decision. Educate, that's kind of in line with answering questions. And kind of think of educating as taking a step beyond answering questions. So answering a question would be like, what's affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing is promoting another business's product or service and earning a commission whenever somebody makes a purchase through your special individual links. That's answering a question. Educating is kind of saying, okay, here's like the feature, but this is what the benefit is. This is how it impacts you. And this is what it could mean for your life. So it's going beyond just answering the question in like a descriptive or factual way, but it's really making it clear to the folks in your audience how this can benefit them. And lastly, be visible constantly. So omnipresence isn't just like being on multiple platforms and repurposing your content. It's like showing up everywhere where your audience is so that you are constantly top of mind. And there's a phenomenon, I may have talked about it before, but it's called the mirror exposure effect. Mirror, like not mirror, but like MERE. And it's a psychological phenomenon where just by virtue of us being exposed to like the same object or the same person. So I really have an affinity for this cat phone holder because I've seen it every day because it sits on my desk with me. But it's the same is true for people or brands. The more that we're exposed to that person or that brand, the more we're going to have an affinity or like that person or brand, which is why people will fall in love with people at work or become best friends with people at work. It's because you see that person every single day. And so this is all to say that the purpose of our Facebook group is to move people down to the next stage of the funnel, closer to making that decision to work with us and to take action to purchase from us. I know, Sarah, I don't enjoy Facebook either. I feel your pain. And trust me, when I'm on Facebook, I post something, I respond to comments, and then I'm off. That's it. I'm not like sitting there scrolling for hours, checking to see what all my affiliate marketing friends are doing. I get on there, I support them through likes and comments, and then I'm off. That's it. And also, as a business owner, I highly support that method of just getting in and out on different platforms, because otherwise we do tend to get sucked in to scroliosis and time wasting. Purpose of a Facebook group part 2. So in addition to all the reasons why we want to have a Facebook group, there are certain things that we're going to be doing. You know, Facebook is such an efficient platform for us as an affiliate marketer to kill multiple birds with one stone, pardon the violent analogy, but we're going to be creating long-term assets. So one of those things is YouTube content, and we'll talk more about how to do that in a sec. Building connections. So you're going to be building connections with the people in your community. You're also going to be building connections with other affiliate marketers that you're going to invite into your group, like the folks who are on this call, and your own skills. So it's a place where you get to hone your own skills. And again, teaching to your level of expertise, which is always going to be increasing over time. So it is a place where you get to build your own skills. And I think what you'll find is, if, let's say, you have a Facebook group for 6 months, when you look back at the kind of content you were posting 6 months ago, it's going to make you laugh, because you're going to see the kind of trajectory of your growth, and really have an appreciation for where you have come from. You're also going to be establishing trust and authority. So you're the authority in your group. Your face is on your Facebook cover for your group. People are joining because they're following you and they trust you enough that they are coming to learn from you specifically. You're also turning earned traffic into owned traffic. And so let me explain that a little. So on TikTok, you have to create like 3 to 5 TikTok videos a day in order to drive traffic and get engagement. But you can kind of think of TikTok traffic as rented, meaning you don't own it. You can't, take your list of TikTok followers and somehow export that and then contact those people directly in bulk. So you have to earn that traffic every single day by creating new content. When we funnel traffic or funnel leads into a Facebook group, we turn that into owned traffic, meaning we are going to capture email addresses from folks when they enter our group. And now, by virtue of capturing their email addresses, that becomes owned traffic. We own our email list. And that's like one of the most powerful mechanisms for turning that earned traffic into a long-term asset. Again, educating and selling at scale. So, on TikTok and Instagram, we'd have to be back and forth in the DMs with people. I'm not saying we don't go back and forth in the DMs on Facebook, but we're also able to reach multiple people all at once when we post in our group. And we can also use YouTube to cross promote and educate and sell to people at scale, and vice versa. And again, we're going to talk more about YouTube and Facebook and the interconnectivity in just a sec. And as I have been mentioning from day one, you are going to be using your Facebook group to build case studies and testimonials. So again, if you're on a Zoom call, of course, if you can record that person being really excited about the help that you're able to give them, and just give like a 15-second testimonial saying, "Oh yeah, Barb was so helpful. I really appreciate how you taught me how a funnel worked, and now I get it." Capture that on a Zoom call. The same is true in your Facebook group. If somebody leaves a comment like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that video. It actually makes sense now. I understand how affiliate marketing works, and I didn't understand before." Grab those screenshots, put them in a folder on your phone or on your computer, and start keeping track of those case studies and testimonials, because they will be foundational for your business going forward. All right. And I just want to talk about some components of your Facebook group. And we're going to go more in depth with some of this stuff, so bear with me. So when you actually build your Facebook group, you're going to need your Facebook group cover. And so you can hire someone on Fiverr to do it. What I would recommend is, unless you have this burning desire to pay someone for something that you're probably going to change in a few months anyway, just make it yourself on Canva. Does everyone know what Canva is? Raise your hand if you are not familiar with what Canva is. Is there anybody that's not sure? Okay, so Canva is basically just like a DIY design software. It's just canva.com, and I'll put that in the chat. And it's free. There is like a premium version, but the free version works just fine. But basically, and you can for all of the kind of stuff that we're going to be talking about, you can use the Quit the 9 to 5 Grind Facebook group or the personal brand Facebook group as like a reference, because all of the stuff that I'm going to be showing you guys is like, I've done it in all of the Facebook groups that I have. But Canva is where I designed, let me actually, alrighty. So this cover I just made in Canva. And so what I would suggest is have your name, because again, we're building a personal brand. We want people to know our name and our face. You don't need to worry about a logo. You don't need to do anything super fancy. Like this was just I think a free template that I use, like this background. You can change the colors. Yeah, Susan says she uses Canva for a lot. But what my suggestions would be when you're on Canva, and I'm just gonna pull it up right here. But if you start typing in Facebook cover, and then scroll down right here where it says Facebook cover, and that's going to pull up a template that is the correct size. And I don't know what the hold up is here. We're going to let that load for a second. But coming back here to the one that I created. So have your face on it, have your name on it. And I would say just pick 2 colors that you are going to use for right now to represent your brand. Don't overthink it, you guys. The way I picked my colors is I used the hex code for my birth date, and then I just picked a color on the other side of the color wheel. So I kind of picked them at random a little bit. You don't need to put a ton of thought. If you have a favorite color, grab that. And then are you guys all familiar with the color wheel? It's like red is on this side, green is on this side, blue is on this side, orange is on the other side. Basically, pick one on the opposite side. So if your favorite color is blue, pick a color blue that you like. Then the opposite side is going to be like orange. And that way the colors are complementary and they're not going to clash, but they'll kind of just highlight each other because they're so different. Does that make sense? So takeaway, have your face on there. If you don't have a headshot, the one that I have for, that I actually updated and used for like my TikTok profile picture now, and the one that I used for the boot camp is actually a selfie that I took when I got married. So it doesn't need to be professional. You can just take a selfie in good lighting. Like if you have a ring light, or if you can go outside in bright lighting, use that, face the sun and take a picture. That's all. And then I do want to, oh, here we go. I also want to highlight this tool. It's remove.bg. And so remove.bg is helpful because if you do take a picture and it has like your background behind you, you can actually upload it to this website and it will remove the background for you. I'll just use this as an example, even though the background is pure white or like some grayish white. So as you can see, it will just remove the background for you and then you can download it. Oh, thanks, Lori. All right, so remove background, remove.bg, remember that one for your Facebook cover. And then, sorry, coming back here to Canva. So now this is, you could just pick from a template, like maybe this would be a good one. But basically you just want to have your face and the name of your group. And again, you can look at the one that I have for the personal brand bootcamp. You can look at the one in Quit the 9 to 5 Grind. It doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to have your face, your name, and the name of your group. So I just want to talk about going live on Facebook really quick. Going live on Facebook is one of the most important things that you can do when you're building a community and when you have a community built up. Live videos on Facebook get exposure and engagement 6 times more than pre-recorded videos on Facebook. And so you tend to reach a larger audience. And just like going live on TikTok or talking to somebody on a Zoom call live, you get to really get to know somebody in a more like intimate and meaningful way versus just watching pre-recorded content like a TikTok video or a YouTube video. And so going live is going to allow your audience, it's going to build up that know, like, and trust with your audience. And I just want to mention there are kind of technically 3 ways that you can go live on Facebook, but 2 of those, which are the ones listed, OBS Studio and Zoom, that is how you can go live and show your face in like the little corner square, and then also be sharing your desktop. So if you wanted to do like a walkthrough or a tutorial, or just show something on your desktop, or do a Zoom, or I'm sorry, like a Google Slides presentation, something like that, you would want to use OBS Studio or Zoom. You would need a paid version of Zoom. But honestly, it's worth it, especially if you are serious about building your business. OBS Studio is a free tool. It's easy to use for Windows. It's very challenging for Mac. And I know Susan can attest to that. So in terms of post, like what should you post? Like what kinds of content should you post in your group? Remember, so the purpose is to educate, engage, and answer the questions of your audience. So a good starting place is what are people's questions, and how would you figure that out? You can use polls, Q&A, etc. So when you are going to make a new post, you click right here where it says write something, and you can just write a post, just a text post, but those tend to just be plain. If you click the colored letters and click this like 4 squares, you could choose a background with your avatar, and you could choose your like the most popular colored backgrounds. I always just go with the most popular one because I feel like, and from what I have heard, that is what the Facebook algorithm will push out the most. So if you notice, I always post purple posts in our group. That's why. Anyway, like I was saying, one of the primary reasons that you have a Facebook group is to determine what the questions are that your audience has. And then that way you can address how to answer them. So kind of a few of my favorites are, so if we click on these 3 little dots, this will take us to more post types. So you can post a photo or a video where you like upload it from your phone or your computer. You can tag people. These are kind of all of the different options that you have, but I wanted to highlight a couple that can be used to really get to know your audience and ask them what questions they have directly so that they can provide that feedback to you. So number 1 is to create a poll. And so you could write something like, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Obviously, you're not going to ask that because that's boring. So chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. You can add more options, and then you can also change the settings to allow people to choose multiple answers. So if they're like, I can't choose between vanilla and chocolate, those are my 2 favorites, or allow anyone to add an option. So if somebody's like, well, I like, I don't know, butter pecan, then they can actually come in here and add their own option, and then people can choose that option as well. And then you click post, and we're not going to do that. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. That's just in our group. And we can see what that engagement will look like as people answer that question. And obviously, the more that people answer that question, number 1, it's going to give us more information in terms of what does the group as a whole need in terms of like the help, the assistance that I can provide. So if I come in here, go back to the 3 dots, I can also host a Q&A. I'm answering questions. What questions do you have about creating a personal brand?
This is gold because you can also use what people respond with in your content for videos and other social media platforms. So, and it really tells you what people are interested in, which is, this is bomb.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're hearing it. It's like directly from the horse's mouth, you know? And it's like when you, especially when you get to have some back and forth. So you could take this information. So what questions do you have about creating a personal brand? So let me just say this about going live. So you can use Zoom to go live. You can use OBS Studio. We're not going to go super in depth with that right now. But again, those will allow you to share your screen or share a desktop, like whatever you're working on your desktop, and also have your face in like the little box in the corner. You can also just go live. So I'm not actually able to go live since my camera is in use from this Zoom call, but you would click that go live icon on the post, click select. And then you would either choose between your webcam, which is what you'll just use to go live and just be a talking head. Or if you're going to use streaming software, again, that's like if you're using OBS, and that's if you wanted to connect streaming software so that you could share your desktop. But we're going to add a title, and this is just going to be tests, and a description. And this title is what people are going to see on their notifications. So make it something catchy, make it how you can start earning money with affiliate marketing. Again, going back to like that hook, using you and your to really convey who this is for, who should watch, and why. Like, why do people care? How you can pick a niche and start making money. Do you know what I mean? And then in the description, you can add a little bit more information. You can include a call to action, including like drop a hashtag live. If you're watching this live, drop a hashtag replay if you are watching the replay. Something that I actually learned is if you solicit people to comment, if you use the words either in your live or in the description, leave a comment, then Facebook doesn't like that because you're trying to artificially inflate your engagement. And so they will penalize you for that. Anyway, so in the lower left-hand corner where this says go live and it's grayed out, this would normally be, I believe, blue, and you would click that, and then your webcam will start recording your face and streaming that live. I think there's like an 8-second delay to your Facebook group. And then you can just get on there and kind of just stream of consciousness, share with people, or if you have something that you want to share, like an outline of some sort, then you could do that. But again, they're only going to be able to see your face. But this is a great way to connect with people. You can just get on and be like, hey guys, I just wanted to check in with you all, see what questions you have. I'm going to be creating a training series on YouTube and I really just want it to help you guys and answer all the questions that you have about affiliate marketing or whatever your niche is. So please drop some feedback, down below. Let me know what you're thinking. No question is silly. I really just honestly want to know what you guys need help with. And then you can end your live, but going live will get a ton of engagement. I will also add that down the road, if you are launching some special offer, for example, hey y'all, I just wanted to do this really quick training on how to post better TikTok content so that you can get more traffic. And then at the end of it, let's say you wanted to announce, hey guys, if I'm just doing a special for this month, anybody who joins anyone who purchases the Legendary Marketer Blueprints, I'm going to offer my own coaching to you for a month. This is only for the month of February. So take advantage now. If you're interested, drop a hashtag me below and I will reach out to you directly with the details. So again, getting a bunch of people on a live and then incorporating that into an offer that you have with a strong, clear call to action is a great way to drive engagement on like a special offer, rather than posting about it on TikTok, where again, people aren't at that stage of decision making yet. Does that make sense? So a couple other things that I want to share is scheduling posts. So if you are the kind of person that maybe you're super busy during the week, and so you're not going to have time to create a post every single day, spur of the moment, you can actually schedule posts ahead of time. So I'm going to go back in here to the Personal Brand Bootcamp Facebook group. And so let's say I want to share, I'm going to share a photo. And I'm going to share just, whatever random photo that I have here. And so you can schedule posts from your phone, from the mobile app, or you can also schedule them on your desktop. But you'll click on this little calendar icon that says schedule post. And so I'm going to schedule this for today. And then the time is in your local time. So for me, it is 10:06. And I'm going to schedule this for 10:40. So I click schedule. And so down in the lower left-hand corner, it says your post is scheduled, and you could view the post. And if I refresh the page, so now the little number 1 shows up where it says scheduled posts. And if I click that, then I can see a list of the posts that I have scheduled. And then I can come in here and make edits to it. I could reschedule it, post now, anything like that. But that way it kind of allows you to like set up the posts that you want to have scheduled throughout the week. So if you are busy with work and need to create all of your content for the week on like a Saturday or Sunday, whenever you're off, then you can kind of use that feature to get ahead of your week. And another thing that I want to call attention to is your analytics. So Facebook is very helpful in terms of the analytics that it will provide. And I think this group is too new. So I'm going to go ahead and take you to the Quit the 9-to-5 Grind Facebook group. And if I scroll down, I can look at engagement underneath the Insights tab. And if I look under engagement, this is going to give me a ton of information. So this will tell me like the engagement over the last 28 days. I can also look at the last 7 days or 60 days or a custom date range. The number of active members, the most popular days to get engagement from people. So the popular days are the average number of times that group members post, comment, or react on a given day in the specified date range. So this is over the last 28 days. And so Thursdays are a really popular day. And I can go look at Thursday, like I can look at any day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, so on and so forth. And it looks like 7 a.m. my time. So that's 10 a.m. Eastern. And then you can extrapolate that to your own time zone. But Thursdays at 7 a.m. Pacific, that's the highest engagement in my group. So again, if you're coming out with like a special offer or something that you really want to be seen by the most people, you can use this to your advantage and schedule posts at the time where you know that the most people are going to be on Facebook looking at your content. And so kind of using that to your advantage. And so that's one of the reasons why you want to post as frequently as possible, especially when your Facebook group is new. The reason being, again, it's always a case of getting that market feedback. So if I post every single day at various times, I can eventually get enough data back that tell me, okay, Thursdays at 7 a.m. is the best time to post. And so by creating more content, you're giving people a chance to engage with your content more and give you that immediate feedback of, okay, this time tends to get more engagement, this time tends to get less. And obviously, like if we're looking at this Thursday, this is a really popular time. It's probably because there's a lot of people who are either on their way to work or maybe taking that coffee break in the morning and checking Facebook and happen to see posts and they're asking questions or commenting or liking posts, that kind of a thing. And then obviously like overnight, people are tending to go to sleep because the majority of my audience is in North America. And so people are going to sleep around this time. So maybe Yvonne's in here posting and commenting because she's in the UK. But for the majority of my audience, that's like a very quiet time. So I'm not going to necessarily schedule a post for midnight because the majority of my audience is asleep. You know what I mean? But you can also look at data about your top posts. And like this right here says date range does not apply to top posts. Data shown is always for the last 28 days. So, so these are the top posts within the last 28 days, regardless of if I change this to a 60-day range, a 7-day range, or a custom range. And then these show the top posts that have gotten the most engagement. It shows how many people have seen that post, number of comments, etc. And something I just want to mention before we move on, because we do need to move on, is especially when your Facebook group is new and you have like a smaller amount of people, anyone who is liking a post or commenting or engaging in any way, you want to reach out to them via DM. So for example, if I posted this, and this post, this top one right here says, if I do a live training on how to pick your niche and find products to promote, who will attend? As you can see, it got a ton of engagement. It's like the most viewed and responded to post that I have for the last 28 days. So obviously my group is a little bit bigger, but if I only had a group of like 100 people, and let's say 13 people like that post, when I am going to go live with that training, I would want to send a DM and be like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm doing this training on such and such date at such and such time. I wanted to make sure that you're aware that I'm having this training, and I wanted to invite you so that you can get that information. So kind of exactly what I was just saying, post daily, especially when your group is new. It's going to help drive engagement, and it's also going to help feed your analytics so that you can see the best times and days to post that get the most engagement from your group. Give shout outs to folks who are engaged in the group. Especially when your group is new, that's going to give them the positive reinforcement and let other people know it's okay to post questions. It's okay to post wins or challenges or anything at all, but you really want to recognize those people who are participating in your group. You could even say, hey, I just want to recognize Amanda. She's been posting a ton in this group, and I want, it's people like this who are serious about building an online business and getting things figured out that I really want to give my attention to. And so I'm going to get on a free 30-minute strategy call with Amanda because it's clear that she is serious about building her business. You want to over deliver on value. So again, you're giving these folks a red carpet treatment. These are the people who have taken like micro commitments to be here, and they're serious about learning, the majority of them. And so you really want to cater to them. Like, this is your group of folks who are going to give you the most pertinent and relevant information in terms of market research. And so you want to go above and beyond to help those folks and really encourage that kind of person in your community. Have a schedule for going live and posting, have a schedule for going live and post that schedule in your announcement section. So similar to, let's see, I'll show you this is my 60-day fast track group. This is like where I do group coaching, but this is like the featured post section. And right here I have when I do live calls in this group. And so utilize that announcements feature or that featured post section to your advantage so that anybody who's new, they can go and check out those featured posts, which are going to be at the top of their page every time when they enter your group. And so that way people know what your schedule is. And it's just like having a schedule for going live on TikTok. When people know to expect you, then they will start to like build that into their schedule, especially if you're providing a ton of value. Invite group members to your live. So again, that goes to anybody who is like engaging with the post that you make. And if it's like something about, hey, here's how to pick a niche. Like if I do a training on that, raise your hand if you'd be interested in seeing that. Anybody who likes that post, who comments on it, make sure to send them a DM and invite them to that live. Also, kind of a pro tip is, especially, this is one thing I wish I would have done, but I did not know any better, but add the people who come into your group as friends. That's going to serve a lot of different purposes. But number one, it's going to allow you to be able to DM them, which is like such an important capability, because it's basically like, instead of an email, which goes to somebody's very full inbox, being able to send a DM to someone is like basically being able to text someone. And so if you're friends with someone, you can send them a DM and they'll actually receive it, versus if you're not friends with them, they have to go into their requests folder and look for your DM. And so you'll be able to have a lot more open communication if you add that person as a friend when they enter your group. And also it will make it easier for you to invite them to events like lives. Also, another pro tip is invite affiliate marketer friends into your group to help with engagement. If somebody invites you to their group and you invite that person to your group, there's kind of a mutual understanding that that's why they're there. You're there to help support each other. So as you guys are setting up your Facebook groups, post your group link in our Personal Brand Bootcamp Facebook group, and we will go in there and just help you kind of stir up engagement in your group and help you like grow. And your homework, should you choose to accept it, is determining your Facebook content schedule. And so I have the link in here. In addition, so this is kind of a homework heavy call. But this is all stuff that's going to help you set up your Facebook group in the most efficient way possible. So this first link is for a video that's going to show you exactly the step-by-step how to click by click set up your Facebook group. This next link is setting up group leads. And group leads is an automated way to add new members to your Facebook group and collect their information. And I'm going to share with you what group leads does. So if I come over here to my Quit the 9 to 5 Grind Facebook group, so I have some member requests and I'm going to click on that. You can set this up to automatically approve new members who have answered all of the membership questions. So like, for example, here's a gal who requested to join my group. I set these membership questions up as like a prerequisite for people joining my group. And you're going to do the same thing in your homework. So this is her email address. Again, we want to take that earned traffic and turn it into owned traffic. She's just starting her affiliate marketing journey. This is what she hopes to gain by joining the group, and she has agreed to the group rules. So when I click this red button to approve, it's going to approve her and send her a welcome message. So here is the welcome message that it just sent. Hey, I've just approved you and I'm super excited to have you in the group. Be sure to check your email for the Beginner's Affiliate Marketing Toolkit and for important info about how to be successful with affiliate marketing. Looking forward to seeing you active in our group. Thanks, Barb. And then if I scroll down, this is all of the data that gets sent to this Google spreadsheet. And what that will do is it's going to send that information to my email autoresponder and send a welcome sequence to each new member. So it's just an automated way of doing this rather than you having to collect each individual person's email address and copy and paste it into your email autoresponder. It will save you so much time. Another piece of homework is creating your group's welcome post. So I'm going to go over here to the welcome post in the Quit 9 to 5 Grind with Affiliate Marketing Facebook group. So these are the announcements again, or those featured posts. So if I click see all, so in the welcome email, I let people know, hey, go in the group and introduce yourself. You need to read this welcome post, watch the video, and leave a comment introducing yourself. So you don't need to memorize this or anything. This is the post that I have linked in this right here. So that will help you create your own welcome post. So this tells people what to expect. And then I have a short, like 30-second video that basically sets the expectations, sets the culture. I let people know this is not a place where you can learn through osmosis. You need to participate actively. And that's how you will learn. And I'm as committed as you are to helping you learn, but I'm not going to be dragging you along and forcing you to participate in the group. So when you create your welcome video, just keep in mind that that's like the first place that people are going to stop. And that's going to help kind of create that culture and expectation in your own group. And then just, this is a quick note about your Facebook group. And this is something that you will worry about down the road. So this is something I just want to make you aware of, that you will eventually outsource the repetitive tasks associated with running your Facebook group. So that includes stuff like sending your DM sequence, which we're going to talk way more in depth about this upcoming week, adding friends in your group, engaging with the friends that you add. So that means like liking their posts and leaving a comment, and that's liking the stuff on their personal profile. And there's a rhyme or reason why we do that, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I just want to kind of raise awareness about that. So what I highly recommend, and this is something if I could go back in time and tell myself, 6 months ago or whenever it was that I had started my Facebook group, is stay organized to the point where you are able to create standard operating procedures or SOPs in the form of a flow chart so that you're able to outsource these repetitive tasks to a virtual assistant. And again, for most of you, this will be like 6 months in the future. But I just want to mention this because I know for me, like I will often tend to just get it done, like whatever that looks like. And it's like coming into someone's room and seeing it looks like it's in disarray, but they're like, oh, I know where everything is. Have it be organized such that you could easily explain this to someone via a flow chart. Like if I send this DM and get this response, do this, like to that level of understanding, because that's going to allow you to easily, easily outsource that part of your business to someone that has no context or no understanding of your business. And I just want to mention that because, again, I wish I could go back in time and tell myself that. And so I just want to like save you all that struggle of having to figure out, oh man, how do I even wrap my head around like putting this into a framework that I could teach someone else so that I can outsource it? Because eventually you will get to that point where it's just not manageable for you to sit behind your computer for 3 hours and managing adding Facebook friends and managing sending out 100 DMs a day and stuff like that. But that part does not need to make sense at this point. I just want to like, again, create that awareness. And we will talk more about next week when we're talking about lead nurturing and building know, like, and trust within your community. Why you would even need to have a virtual assistant that would send DMs and add friends and stuff like that.